Welcome back to Dark Corners Streaming. A few years ago, we reviewed Japanese horror comedy One Cut of the Dead, one of my favourite of the films we've reviewed, but one of the hardest to review because almost anything you say about it has the potential to be a spoiler.
Il y a une ambiance vraiment bizarre sur ce tournage. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Now we're looking at the French remake Final Cut, which you can currently find on BBC iPlayer, and which is even harder to review because I'm trying to compare a film I can't talk about to another one that I can't talk about.
Tiens, une hache. Quelle chance.
And for the record, I am still trying to keep this spoiler-free because there is something joyous in watching for the first time and realising what is actually happening.
Ils l'ont fait au Japon, ça a été un carton absolu.
So, what I think is widely known is that this opens with the making of a zombie movie which is itself invaded by zombies. And most famously, it starts with a single 32-minute take.
Un plan séquence. Plan séquence?
Although in this remake it apparently doesn't. There is one hidden cut. So it's two relatively long takes. Still pretty impressive, and yet I feel weirdly cheated.
C'est long.
This is by the numbers zombie horror. It's bloody, violent, and also pretty funny. But, as I said last time, the rest of the film is where the genius happens, and it still does.
Et rassurez-vous, il arrivera rien de grave, ok?
Director Michel Hazanavicius, best known for The Artist, keeps matters close to the Japanese original. In fact, the biggest change is that it acknowledges the existence of One Cut of the Dead, another level of meta that allows Yoshiko Takahara to reprise her role.
完璧ですね。
Personally, I found the tone of this a little more self-aware than the original, like I knew something was going on. But, and this is a huge but, I genuinely don't know if I would feel that way watching it for the first time. It's so reliant on you not knowing. Reluctantly, I also wonder about the casting of Romain Duris, a great actor whom I absolutely love, but I'm not sure he can be quite pathetic enough for this role. He's too likeable.
Ma devise. Rapide, pas cher et dans la moyenne.
These are relatively small quibbles. The important thing for me is that this captures the love of film and filmmaking that runs through the original. It's not important unless you do it, in which case it is of earth-shattering significance.
Je te parle de ce qu'on est en train de faire! Merde! Me dis pas que c'est pas important!
And in the second half especially, this nails the frantic energy, desperation and catharsis as much as the Japanese film. And, crucially, it gets the genuine heart that moves this beyond gimmick. I do think the original is better. Its rough aesthetic plays into the situation more believably. I must be honest, I don't see any reason to watch this rather than the original, but if you can't find that, this is still a hugely entertaining film, and if I am damning it with faint praise, it's more a measure of how much I enjoyed One Cut of the Dead. Thanks for watching. Is there a harder film to keep spoiler-free than these two? Let us know in the comments below, preferably without spoiling them.